Hi, this is Neil Cummings with Mr. Denison George. Denison George has a new hit single. This is me, Jah Jah, me. Denison, welcome to the studios of GrenadianConnection.com. And the reason why you're here is to tell the people about your number one single. What's
Number
that single?
one single.
What's that single called again?
This is me, Jah Jah me, Jah Jah me. This is me, Father me, Father me.
Yes,
You
people.
got it, my brother.
Yes, that's correct. This is Mr. Denison George,
Yes, man. Yes.
Grenada's number one reggae artist. Denison, tell us, where about in Grenada you from?
Well, I was born in way up in the mountains of the beautiful village of Paracut. That's in St. Andrews. And that's where I'm hailing from as a youth.
All right. Well, I know you went to school in St. Andrew's Methodist School. Is that correct?
Yes, my brother.
Yeah? Because I remember
Bring back
since
some good memories, right?
really good memories. Really, really
Yep,
good.
yep.
Because I remember since we were really young, you were singing and you were entertaining the audience and
It's a
at the
long
stage in
time.
Methodist
Every morning.
every morning.
Yes, my brother.
And you were giving a performance that was beyond your years.
Every morning I used to go to the, I don't know if you remember that, I used to take assembly. And as you know, back
Yes.
home, back then, every morning you have assembly. And kids would go up on stage and do their thing. And I was one of the students that every morning I had to take that stage, you know, even when they had singing competition.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember the cinema in Grenville.
Very well, very
I
well.
used to
Yeah.
take part in the Junior Calypso King and even the Y in Grenville.
Yes, I do.
And that's where it started for me. That's where it really
So about what age were you when you first started entering the
Man,
competitions?
you're making me feel old, man. No, when I first started taking part in competition, I was like 7 years old.
Wow.
When I used to go to the Y, they used to have a singing competition in the Y every Sunday,
Okay.
and I used to sing there. And I was about 7, 8. When I went up for the St. Andrews Junior Calypso King, I was 9 years old. When I went up for Grenada Junior Calypso King, I was about 11 years old.
And what song did you sing for that?
Boy. I had a song called Don't Leave Grenada and Go.
Don't leave Grenada and go.
And I left
Do you remember?
Grenada
Do you
soon
still?
after
Do you
that.
still remember? Do you still?
And I left Grenada soon after that. And then I came here to Brooklyn,
Okay.
where I've been doing my thing.
How old
ever
were you when
since.
you came to Brooklyn?
About 13.
Yeah.
13 years old, and I've been doing my thing ever since. I took part in many singing competitions in Harlem.
Okay.
At the celebrity club, and even with Wingate High School. I went
Were
to
you
Wingate
were
High
you
School.
were you ever on the Apollo?
I did the Apollo, not that early years, later on.
Okay.
And but I did many shows throughout Brooklyn. The same thing I used to do in the Methodist school. When I came here and I started Wingate High School,
Okay.
I used to do the same thing in Wingate.
Let me ask you something.
Yes, my brother. Go ahead. Anything.
Who was the first person that really helped you to realize that you had some talent?
Boy, my mother.
Really?
Yeah, my mother used to do small concerts.
Would you say her name? What's her name?
Sugar George.
Okay.
From that little restaurant up in Grenville, well-fed restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, my mother used to do small concerts. I was very young then, but I think I still remember. But my mother has always had a stage presence, and I always hear my brothers and I'm talking about. Remember, yeah, they used to do plays in the school,
Mhm.
and my inspiration really came from a village thing.
Mm.
Because I don't know if you remember, back home they used to have all the concerts in the school every Sunday.
Mhm.
And I always wanted to take part in those things, and I used to make myself available,
Okay.
and that's where the inspiration really comes from.
So when you came out to New York, who was the first person that realized that you had some talent and should be taken to the next level? Or did you have to push yourself into it? Did somebody come to you to say, well, listen, man, you got some serious talent. I want to take you to the next level. Or did you have to do that yourself?
I left Grenada with two intentions. One of the most important thing when I came here I wanted to do, since before I left Grenada, when I came here I had a big song book like this, with songs I had written from Grenada, but there was no recording studio in Grenada at the time. And I always felt, I always begged my mother to send me away, because I always felt that my chance of really hitting it big in the music business I don't know if you remember Auntie K from Trinidad.
Yeah.
I did perform on Auntie K 1 year.
Oh.
And so I wanted to come out here.
And what position did you? Was it a performance?
I no, I didn't place in the
You
top.
didn't place in the.
You know, my brother. Let me tell you something. And I always tell people that I took part. And as I was saying to you, I used to take part in a lot of singing competitions, and a lot of them. To be honest, I never came first. I never came second. And I tell my kids that every time I tell my kids that, they laugh. And I tell people that all the time. There's a lot of competition I took part in where I never came first, I never came second, I never came third. But I always won a prize. I always go home with a prize.
Okay.
And then people say to me sometimes, how that's possible, you know?
Yeah.
But
what's that prize? What's that prize? Tell us what the prize is.
You know, when I think back now, most of these shows, they always had a prize for the bravest kid.
Really?
Yeah. And when I take that stage, my mother told me one time, my mother told me, she said, you know what? Whenever you go and sing, if they like you, if they don't like you, if they boo you, they don't boo you, always stay up there and finish your song.
Okay.
And I would stay on that stage and I would sing my song and I would never leave that stage till I finish.
Okay.
And the producers always give me the Brave Kid prize.
Great. Great. Well, congrats.